Welcome to Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast. Dave,
Oh,
wake
we're
up.
back. Oh, we're back. My bad. My bad. We're here. I'm here.
You guys need a new intro video. That is awful.
Thank you. I know it alone. I know it
bad.
alone. Thank you.
So
Thank
bad.
you. I'm so glad Josh is here. I'm so fucking glad Josh is here.
So bad. I'm over here like I had time to like realize I messed up and had like Justin in first and me like where Dave is, and I was able to like move everyone around. Like
Thank you, Josh, for being our guest tonight.
Welcome to Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast. As you hear him, we have our guest tonight, Josh Wingate 302 on Twitter, Justin Barrelly on Twitter as well, of course, and the Brock Lesnar of the show, Dave Campbell. You can find him on Threads somewhere with 2 followers.
I don't even go on there.
Yeah, I was about to say 1 weekend.
I'm on
guys.
Threads.
How are we liking Threads?
I don't check it.
It needs hashtags or something that I can like search for and see everybody's posts about it. That's my biggest complaint.
I went into it today and I was like, oh, I haven't been there in a while. Let's check it out. Swiped one time and then got out.
Same. I was really hoping Threads would be a thing, but it's not yet.
I mean,
it'll
No,
grow.
because you still have Twitter.
It's getting
It's
better.
literally the exact same.
It's getting
thing as Twitter,
better,
so I
but
don't need both. It's the same thing.
It
That's
needs
just me. I don't
hashtags
know.
though. I'm just saying it needs
hashtags, DMs.
Also, bringing over your Instagram following is awful because I built a completely different persona on Instagram than I did on Twitter. And
I will tell you this. When we first started, me, Dave, started OUS, I was strictly an Instagram guy. And we had like we had a good we had a good following on Instagram. Boom, deleted it. Like I'm done with, we had an OUS page and everything. We had people interacting, like done. Now we have Threads. I wish I still had that account because I would be on Threads a lot more. But either way, follow us on Twitter if you still go there. We have a mock draft show. We did a mock draft with some strangers and some friends, no computers, and we are going to break down all of these picks, not all of them, just our favorite picks from each round. But first, before that, I do have some trivia. I have some trivia. It's going to be very easy. Dave should nail this one immediately. So I am going to go. It's a who am I? It's a who am I? I'm going to give some clues. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 clues. That's it. You should get it right away. First clue. Are we ready?
We're born ready.
You get one guess per round, and you have to you don't get 2. I was a 4th round pick in 2016. That's all you get. They get easier, trust me. Next, no guesses. Okay. This is hard. My ADP is tight end 15 right now. Right now. In PPR, full PPR.
Oh, I think I might know who it is. I'm not gonna guess it yet.
what's the ADP?
15. Don't be look. This guy's over here peeking at his screen. Looking.
We have to look at our screen.
That's
what he's
I'm
talking
look-
about
he
right
gave,
now.
he
Only way I
gave
can look at
he
you.
gave his second screen the side eye. I do that all the time.
Okay. Okay.
I think-
I have it on the second screen.
I'm not gonna say who I think it is. I want to hear the rest of the clues.
All right,
I think I know who it is.
There's only 2 more, and this will give it away. Since 2019, I had the 7th most receiving yards as a tight end with 2,435, and the 5th most receptions with 246.
Oh, I'm wrong.
I'm going to think Goddard.
Wrong.
Wrong.
No, he was a second round pick.
Was he a second round pick?
Mhm.
He was. Yeah. No guesses from anyone. You it's not like you can guess and just you're done. Like this is process of elimination.
I took my pick.
Yeah,
my-
you took your shot. These guys are cowards.
Higbee?
No,
There we
I
go.
don't think so.
Tyler
Is
Higbee.
it?
Tyler Higbee. Tyler Higbee
Really?
is the guy. Yeah.
Why would you think I would get that?
It wasn't
Yeah.
like a good tight
Hold
end,
on.
but I mean, you
Hold
said
on.
tight end like 14 or something.
In that
15,
time,
yeah.
his average finish in the past since 2019 is tight end 12.5 on the season. He's never his average is outside the top 12, yet he's top 5 in receptions, top 7 in yardage in that time. That's because of that one magical 6-game stretch. I looked it up today.
Well, he
But
had a decent year last year, I think.
I was going to say last year he was great. Last year he was awesome actually. And I was
But that's
looking
what
at
it is with tight ends. That's all you need is one really good year to get up there with everybody else.
I understand that, but I was looking at the Scott Fish Bowl, and that's why I wanted to lean into the Scott Fish Bowl. And tight ends give a premium towards receptions and to first down receptions. Tyler Higbee might be a guy that we're looking at that nobody else is because, man, he had 100 targets last year, 72 catches. That's really good for the Scott Fish Bowl. And I kind of wish I looked at these and did some thinking. I would have taken him over some guys I took, like a Dalton Schultz or someone else I took. I like Dalton Schultz still, don't get me wrong. But
you let that other guy talk you into Schultz.
Schultz was on my short list, buddy. He's on my short list. All right. I love Dalton Schultz. But I wish I would have went with Tyler Higbee. Did he go before Schultz? Should have.
I don't think so.
No.
But I don't remember. I don't think so. I mean, we can go look. We're in the draft still now.
I guess we can. He's getting his quarterback back in Matthew Stafford for a full season. We hope he's healthy. Allen Robinson, not that he matters, out of town. Cooper Kupp's coming back. That's a good thing. They didn't really add any offensive weapons, did they? So Tyler Higbee looks like he's going to have a great season. And I feel like people are kind of underestimating him this season.
He's a decent tight end.
But you hate him. You remember you hate him?
No, he was terrible. People were hyping him up like he was a top 5 tight end that year after he had like a 4-game stretch. And I was like, don't do it. And what happened? The next year he was terrible. And now he's only had like one decent season since then. That was last year.
No,
So-
2021, he had 61 catches, 560, and 5 touchdowns. He actually had a better fantasy point per game than in 2022. So 2021, he just missed a couple games. He was
Yeah, he
still
wasn't
better.
that
He had a better his numbers. He had better averages.
I don't care. He wasn't that good.
He only had 9 less catches and 2 less games.
Well, play all the games then.
He only had 620 minus 560. I'm not good at math, but that tells me that it's less than 100 yards
That's
away. From
70
each other
yards.
in less than 2 games. So he would have exceeded.
Well, he should have
2022
played.
and
He
2021.
should have played then.
Idiot. So we are in a Scott Fish Bowl season. Justin has not drafted yet. I have. Dave has. Josh, you don't know what that is, do you?
I know what it is. I hear it from you guys, and I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could be like you guys, but no.
Anyway, we had a live draft.
Really?
we had a live draft. It was super fun. Justin, I know you have a live draft coming up. Is it Chicago?
Yeah, I'm in the Chicago one on Sunday.
Is it super
Nice.
annoying watching everyone draft and have a great time?
No.
Just like
Honestly, not, because I've been able to see everybody draft, so I get more of a sense of an ADP, and the ADP will actually be kind of legit on the website at this point. So I'll be able to see where everybody else is taking the players that I want, so I know, oh, this guy's going to go at the end of the 3rd round. I should probably pick him up in the 3rd round because I'll be early in the 3rd round. So it helps.
but
It helps.
ADP
I really want to just get drafting, but at the same time, I like watching everybody else draft so I can see what they're doing.
right. Dave can attest for this. We did 3 drafts side by side. You will do I don't know how many drafts side by side. It doesn't matter. ADP does not matter, man. These people are picking
Dude, we had
players.
3 completely different drafts. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was wild.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like we
was
had
fun, though.
people going like every three drafts had a different 1st round pick. Like Kelsey, I did Kelsey. Someone went hurt.
What
someone
division are
went
you guys
Mahomes.
in?
Pizza Planet.
That's what I thought you were in.
Pizza Planet. Yeah, it's fun times, man. Advice for you, Justin. It's your first one. I think it's your first live draft. Don't be
Yes.
afraid to say hi. I seen people come in. They shake you. Remember that one guy who shook our hand, Dave? Hey, I'm this guy. I'm this guy. Didn't see him again.
Everybody
have
was
to go-
fun.
Yeah, I know, but I just wish people would talk and just don't be shy because the first time we kind of were, we stayed in a little circle.
We're doing we're going out Saturday night beforehand.
Oh,
So we're like all
nice.
meeting up Saturday night. Whoever
That's
is like
awesome.
in town and around. So that should be fun. I'm coming in that night because I got to drive up there first anyway. But
Gotcha. What pick do you have? Just
I have a
curious.
7. Like me.
yeah, like Dave.
So just copy Dave. Dave's the blueprint. Dave is the
I
blueprint.
mean, you know.
Seen this draft, but
It's
Well,
amazing.
no,
That's all you
my
need to know.
my first pick Dave would not pick. So
Anthony Richardson. Good pick, man. Good pick.
Is that really
not
gonna be
first.
your first pick?
No, not first.
If
Who are you
if you-
taking first?
I don't know if anybody's
you
watching
want?
though. There might
No.
be 6 people watching that
No,
might
nobody
might
wants.
be
Nobody
important.
wants their guy. Nobody
I'm going
wants your
Justin
guy.
Fields with the one.
You know what's funny is I had a feeling you were gonna say Fields, and I was between Fields and Burrow because those are the 2 guys left whenever I
just-
was up.
No
I
negatives
was gonna take Fields.
in rushing touchdowns. That outweighs Burrow. I love Burrow, but the no negatives in rushing touchdowns is
I would have taken
taking me
Fields.
over.
At first, I was like, I'm gonna get either
Plus
Burrow or Jefferson.
0.25 for rushes, so
No, I like it.
I gotta
And
go
then
for
last minute, I was
if
gonna
he's
take
there, I'm
Fields.
taking him no matter what. And honestly,
good pick.
I'm looking at Richardson in the 4th.
Dude, I
maybe third.
barely missed him in the 4th. I missed him by 2 picks in the 4th. I was
So
gonna take him.
I'm afraid
If you want
because
him on, you're
people
gonna have to
know
take him in
I'm
a second.
coming from Indianapolis, so I feel like they're gonna like. I
Yeah.
don't know.
If you really want, like, if you have to have him, you gotta take him in the 3rd, I think, because
yeah,
fourth is iffy.
that's
Like I
fine.
said, I missed him by
I'm
2
thinking,
picks, so
I'm thinking Fields, tight end.
depends on who's
Anthony
there. I got
Richardson. Yeah.
Hawkinson in the 3rd.
If Andrews falls to the 2nd round,
He
okay,
went
but
before us in both our
Yeah.
drafts. Yeah, in all the other drafts. He went the first round of one of the drafts, and he went high second in the other. I forget what he went in the 3rd one, but it was high too.
Nice. Well, I just want you guys to have a good time, Justin, out there. If
Yeah.
anyone's watching or listening and you haven't drafted yet, or you're drafting right now, remember it's for fun. It's for charity. Pick who you want. Pick your guys. Who cares? I was a loser in the 2nd round when I picked Tua. I got the treatment, right, Dave? I got the
A little
And then
bit.
when it came back around and I got Waddle, snatched that guy up. I got that double penetration. Everyone was like, "Oh, that was so awesome! Your team's awesome!" And I'm like, "I know, guys. I know." And then,
I don't
and
know
then
if I heard any of that, but I don't know where that. Maybe I was in the
I
bathroom.
got I got a round of applause. Everyone was like,
I think I was in the bathroom. I must have been
some guy went. Some guy
beer or
started
something.
this.
No, I didn't hear that.
it was you, wasn't it? It was you.
And
It was Josh.
everyone in the bar, boom, free drinks all around. No,
Yeah, I
it wasn't
definitely
like
missed
That,
that.
that was definitely Josh in his head.
I was a little bit high. I don't think I was that high.
But we have a mock draft to get to that Josh
Let's
was a
go.
part of. So, Josh, this was your first mock draft in like what? How many years? You
True.
didn't play fantasy last
I didn't play fantasy last year. I was just so burnt out about everything.
No wonder your
and
team was too terrible. So terrible.
I have a
That
kid
makes
that's like
sense.
under 5. Yeah, my
That
team
makes sense.
was decent
nonsense.
until everyone's like, "Oh my god, you're taking too long to pick," and I had to go auto for them to pick whoever they wanted. But yeah, had a kid under 5 and didn't have time last year, and the group I was drafting with was a bunch of dicks. So I was like, I'm out, and now I'm trying to get back into it this year.
Nice. So that's why I invited you on the show, and that's why I invited you to the mock draft. But we're gonna get into it. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna call your name randomly. Me your favorite pick or your least favorite pick, whatever I tell you to. What's going on, Corey? Thanks for watching. We're gonna just run down the first round real quick. So Justin Jefferson went 1. We had Jamar Chase go 2, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson, Travis Kelce, Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, CD Lamb at 10, Stephon Diggs, and AJ Brown. Now let's start with Dave. You had the first pick. You chose 1 because you're lucky as hell, and you have 2 firsts and a second.
I have 3 home leagues, and I have the number 1 pick in 2 of them, and the number 2 pick in the other. I don't know how I keep getting these high picks, but yeah. So I wanted to draft from there, and yeah. I mean, JJ is the easy pick.
And I do want to say this is not super flex. The majority of our leagues that we are drafting in are super flex at home. This is a not standard, but PPR league. 1 quarterback, 1 tight end. I think it's 3 flex or 2 flex.
Oh shit, Sean Kelly's here. What's
What's going on, Sean? Have we drafted yet? We drafted what? We drafted a mock draft, yes, and we're breaking it down. We are Corey, but we are going to talk about it right now. So
and we're an SFB draft too.
Yeah, Scott Fishbowl draft. But why did you draft Justin Jefferson 1?
Why are we wasting time talking about that?
Well, let me ask you a question. I know that you're a Vikings fan, but seriously.
No, he's the number 1 pick on almost any draft board, so that's why. I mean, it's the easy pick. That's why.
I think it is too, but some people would argue CMC. If you listen to the casual podcasts out there, the Walmart box store ones, they're telling you to draft CMC.
Listen, some people love Chase, some people love CMC. I think they're all great players. I'm just going to take Jefferson this year, number 1.
All right, cool.
That's all.
Justin, moving over to you. You took Austin Eckler. You said, I'm going to not go on the trend of taking receivers. I'm going Austin Eckler. What was the thought process?
Well, I couldn't get Jefferson or Chase. and I had to go with a running back at that point. Well, so I drafted the first couple of rounds, not even looking at ADP. I was just like, you know what? I kind of want Eckler. Eckler's in a year where he's got to prove he wants a contract with the Chargers. He's got to prove it that he can do both. So I'm hoping Justin Jefferson plays, or Justin Herbert, Justin, and Justin. They play well together, and he elevates his game. He's ADP 7. I reached for him with the 4th pick. I could have went with Jonathan Taylor, like most people probably would have expected, but that was a super low ADP. I don't know. Cooper Kupp is ADP 4. I'm not buying in the Cup this year. I think his time is
What?
coming
To
an
me,
end.
Cooper Kupp is the steal of the first round. There's no way he should win 8th.
Yeah.
I think he's a top 5 pick.
Yeah,
I-
I can't believe he fell to 8.
I'm just not buying in on
But I
that
mean, I love Eckler.
train
Like,
right
I'm not
now.
saying it's a bad pick. I just think Cooper Kupp, if I'm looking at the first
Yeah.
round in general, that was like, what? How did he go fall to 8?
Yeah.
But Eckler's a stud. I mean, you can't go wrong with those top
RB2.
5 guys.
I mean, as soon as we started this draft, I was like, damn it, I really should have went later in the draft. 'Cause I don't like 4, 5, or 6, and I have 2 drafts coming up where I'm the 5th pick, and I'm not looking forward to it.
You know, that is something that is very, you have to, like, when you do mocks, you have to look at that. I don't like drafting I don't like the 4, 5, 6 range. I think that range sucks this year because you're looking at Kelsey, you're looking at Jonathan Taylor. You know, I just rather have either a top 3 pick, like we talked about the last show, bottom 3 pick. Now, Josh, this is Wingate. This is your first draft
Yeah.
in a long time. What was your thought process, CMC? You're like, CMC, he should be the first. Why did people pass on him?
No,
What do you
I
think?
mean, I know going into this, like you're looking at wide receiver in the first round most times than not, but CMC was there, Chase wasn't there, Jefferson wasn't there. I saw Cup, considered that, but I mean, it's McCaffrey. He's going to get the receptions. He's going to get the touches. So it was kind of like forced to me to take McCaffrey at that situation.
Right. And I took CD Lamb at 10 only because I'm taking a receiver in the first, most likely. I'm not saying I'm married to a receiver, but especially at 10 where I was picking, my options were Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, and I had that quick turnaround. So I'm like, maybe I can get CD Lamb and maybe guys will take Josh Jacobs or Barkley and I can get one of these receivers. That was the plan. Didn't really work out. Got Barkley on the way back. But CD Lamb was, to me, a slam dunk, a number 1. My favorite pick, and then we'll move on from the first round because there's no picks I hate. At 105, the guy I hope I get everywhere this year, Bijan Robinson, is going to be a superstar. And I think that he may finish with the most receiving receptions as a running back. I really believe he's going to catch the most balls out of any running back out here. Do you see any difference in Atlanta? Like, do you think Atlanta's going to hold him down? Anyone? Josh? Justin?
No, I mean, my opinion is, and I asked you guys this question a couple weeks back. Who's the receiver or the running back that reminds you most of Bijan Robinson? In my opinion, it's Christian McCaffrey, because he's kind of like that weapon in the offense that you can use him. Yeah, he's a good running back, but you can also use him at receiver and all that. He can be a piece for your offense. And I remember fondly of drafting. I drafted Ezekiel Elliott and Christian McCaffrey, my first year, and in that draft, I expected so much from McCaffrey, and he just had a dud year. He wasn't anywhere near that second round or third round pick that I took him at, and I can't get that out of my mind, and it's just me. But I feel like Bijan's not going to have that season that everyone's expecting.
Ooh, that sucks. Okay, second round. There's some picks in here that I don't like, but let's go through it. Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra, Sungard, Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, Jalen Waddle, Tony Pollard, Devontae Smith, and Dave rounds it out with Patrick Mahomes. First quarterback off the board. Dave, defend your pick.
I mean, he's the top 3 quarterback every season. What is there to defend? It's early. I admit it's early for a quarterback because I don't normally do that, but I wanted a quarterback. We talked about it the other day on the phone. I wanted to lock down the position. I don't have to worry about it. He's a set and play player every single week. Unless something, God forbid, he gets hurt, I don't have to worry about quarterback ever. So that was my pick. I said, let's do it. Plus it's the mock draft, so let's try something different, see how it turns out.
That's what mock drafts are for. Justin, I'm gonna pivot to you. What's your least favorite pick about this this round?
I gotta say, Josh Jacobs.
I was just thinking that.
Pick 14. ADP is 28. Easily could have got him way later, at least another round later. He could have probably been there for the 3rd round pick when it came around, but that's honestly my least favorite pick. You have a quarterback that is coming from an offense that used the running backs a lot, but he's also, he's one of those running backs. He's kind of getting up there in age. He's not old by any means. He's younger than all 4 of us. But I think that's too early. He's drafted as RB5 in our league right now, in front of Barkley, in front of Chubb, Henry. There's other running backs that I would have taken before Josh Jacobs there.
On the flip side, though, he did have a monster season.
He
They didn't really change the offense much except for a new quarterback. They are going to run into.
They have one less tight end.
They have one less tight end. But they drafted that tight end out of Notre Dame. Josh Wingate would know about him. He loves rookies.
Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer, yeah, of course. So people think he could step in and be a good player. But the holdout scares me. Do I think he's going to hold out? No, but he hasn't signed the franchise tag yet. And they're talking about not playing, and they're talking about holding out, and it's a legit worry for me. And I even took Saquon Barkley right after Jacobs, but the same worry, thinking, man, what if Saquon Barkley just doesn't play this year? I'm kind of screwed. So this whole the first half of the second round with these Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, even a Devontae Adams, kind of scary. All 3 of these players cannot be as good as they were last season. My favorite pick of the draft, though, so far of this round is Devontae Smith, 211, right before Patrick Mahomes. Right before. I think that's great value. I don't know his current ADP right now, but I have him as a top 12 receiver going into the season. And I truly believe that he's going to put up big time numbers. I think he outscores AJ Brown this year.
Stop.
I think.
Jesus Christ.
Devonta has a ADP of 20 right now. He was drafted.
No,
at
I
23.
like that pick, but I like Waddle a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because I have him ranked a little bit higher, and they got him 2 picks earlier. So I like that pick.
I like
No,
I
Waddle
like Waddle
too.
there.
I agree. I was hoping Waddle would fall to me because right after that, Justin picked right before me. I couldn't get him, but I was hoping Waddle fall to me.
Now, Dave, we've seen AJ Brown have injury. AJ Brown had the perfect season last year. Didn't miss games. Played a full healthy season. Was on fire week after week. But in Tennessee, the dude was always hurt. Couldn't catch a break. Always on the IR. Always missing. Always leaving games. Coming in and out. Do we see that happen again where, man, everything just worked out for this dude last year? Now, he's still a phenomenal talent. That's
Everything
why I'm
worked
saying,
out because he's a physical specimen. He's a beast. He's a monster. He's an absolute stud. And he showed it in Tennessee when he was healthy. You're right. He had some injury issues. But when he plays, he's as good as almost any other receiver in the league. He's a top 5 guy. That's why I predicted him to be a super stud. Like a couple years ago, we had this argument, AJ Brown or Mike Evans. Like it was AJ Brown easily because he's young, he's up and coming, he's a stud. Now he's got an offense that throws the ball like crazy. He's the big guy. He's got Devontae Smith to take away the number, a lot of the coverage. They can't just double team him all game because Smith is good enough and hurts his legs. The offense is really good. AJ Brown's a superstar. And unless he's hurt, there's no reason to think that Devontae Smith's going to outplay him. I just don't see that happening. It doesn't mean anything bad about Smith. It just means that AJ Brown's that good. That's just what I think. It's like some guys are just that guy. And the number 2 guy can be really good. You said you think he might have better stats than him.
I said he can outscore him.
And that's not going to happen unless AJ Brown gets hurt, I don't think.
That's why I said I think he can outscore him. Last year was the first year he played every game since his rookie season. He just doesn't do it often. And you have to take that in consideration, I believe.
Well, like I said, unless he's hurt. But I guess if you're going to predict injury, then don't take him in the top of the second round.
All right, 3rd round. TJ Hawkinson, Dave, went quarterback, tight end. That was kind of weird. Chris Olave, T. Higgins, Mark Andrews, Jalen Hurts. We were just talking about him. DK Metcalf, Travis Etienne, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Top 3, Ramondre Stevenson, Kenneth Walker, and Deebo Samuel. I went to Justin last time. Josh, Wingate, your favorite pick from this draft or from this round?
Favorite pick. I'm probably going to go with I like DK Metcalf there. I think he's a good pick there. I was considering him on my wraparound, but ended up taking T. Higgins, so I'm going to go DK.
DK Metcalf went to 3.6 to Jason. That's like, So it's just with his construction. Kelsey, Derrick Henry, Metcalf. He just grabbed 3 alphas at every position. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead because I haven't given out my least favorite pick right here is the 3-1 TJ Hawkinson. This is not a shot at Dave, but this is only because, and he knows, and we all know, it's super hard to recover from taking a quarterback and tight end super early because it hurts your team so much in the later rounds with these wide receivers and running backs you passed on. And I was curious to see how Dave's team shaped out.
Good thing I crushed it.
I wouldn't say crush it.
I mean, I think so.
I wouldn't say crush it. Your running back one is J.K. Dobbins and Rachaad
That's
White.
a great RB1 to go with Mahomes and Hawkinson and Jefferson. What more do I need? I already got 3 studs. What are you talking about?
Woo, that was a great joke, Dave. Damn,
Dave's
that was a
Dave's
great
a damn
joke.
comedian over
Listen,
here.
I got the QB one, I got
That
the wide
comedian.
receiver one, and I got the tight end too. So I'm happy with my start. So you can hate on it all you want.
It's just
Fine.
the fact that you took a tight end and a quarterback back to back.
So you're hating
double-tapped
on it.
I'm not hating on it, but I
You're
don't
hating on it.
recommend.
So
I
if I
don't
took
recommend.
Olave there, you're like, oh, Hawkins is a great pick. That's you can't factor that in. What's a good pick? Do you think Hawkins is a bad pick at the top of the 3rd round? Say that.
Yes.
Okay, that's
for,
fine.
For
So-
your
That's
pick,
fine.
for your
Then
pick,
say that.
for your team, for your construction.
No,
For
I'm not
Mah-
saying. You said what's the worst pick of the round? Don't
For
look at the rest of my
for
team.
that team. Yeah, I'm looking at the
Why?
team. That's how you evaluate it.
No, you don't need to evaluate my team. My team is fine. You don't like Hawkinson at the top of the 3rd, like Justin said. Say that.
You took him
So-
over Mark. You took him over Mark Andrews, who's
Yeah,
had a better track record. Which I like TJ Hawkinson. I really do.
Hawkins is better. Did you see the second half when he got traded to Minnesota? Who was the tight end to the rest of the season?
But why didn't that apply to Tyler Higbee whenever that happened in 2019?
Because he played 3/4 of the season with Minnesota, not just like 4 games. He didn't play an entire season and have a good 3-week stretch, 4-week stretch.
But
He was a
Haw-
tight end too for like 3/4 of the season.
Hawkinson is going to be the second or maybe 3rd target for Minnesota. Andrews is literally the first target in Baltimore.
Andrews was first target last year, and he was very average.
And what quarterback didn't get to play last year? Pretty much
Lamar's not the
played
best
8
passer.
games.
So,
Well,
but,
no,
I mean,
Better
it's
than what I
fine.
had.
That's fine. I'm fine with people wanting
better than
Andrews over
Huntley.
him. I don't care. That's not an issue. I think Andrews and Hawkinson are really close, so it doesn't bother me either way. If I were taking Andrews, would that have been better? Just
That-
because people want to see it, that's
That's
fine.
fair.
Um,
The only thing here, strictly if we're speaking ADP for Hawk is 51 compared to 30 for Andrews. I think you could have got. I think Hawk
I probably
could've
could have got him
fourth.
later.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
The
but I didn't
only
know.
thing I would have saw would have been the second pick, who would have went 4-11 that could have taken Hawk because he took Kittle right before.
Yeah, I
him.
mean,
So-
who knows?
And then
We'll
you would have
never
lost
know.
him by a pick. So we'll never know. We'll never know
That's
if your
right.
team does good or bad. But I wouldn't have taken Hawk at 3.
All right. I do want to
It's a
give
good
out
thing
one
to
more
smoke.
least favorite on this draft because I have to do it. I'm sorry, Sean, if you're still here. Lamar Jackson going ahead of Josh Allen is
Yeah,
almost
that's
borderline
terrible.
criminal.
That's
That's
crazy.
terrible.
You'll never see it again. This isn't going to happen again in any draft you ever. Maybe in Baltimore or maybe by Lamar Jackson's mom, but this will never happen again. Josh Allen will never get picked after Lamar Jackson in any fantasy league. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. But that was a big miss for Sean. He drafted from the 8 spot. Imagine starting with Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson, and Cooper Kupp.
I will say with that, this offense is going to change, and Lamar Jackson is going to see more opportunities to run the ball. He's going to see more opportunities just to be a playmaker. So we could see him open up and be the number 2, 3 quarterback in the league. This offense is going to go wide up. And what we had in Georgia last year, you're going to see in Baltimore this year, and I think it's going to be fun for that entire offense.
I think Lamar is a fine pick. I just don't think he's better than Josh Allen, and I don't think that he doesn't. His upside isn't that much better than Josh. His best season, Josh Allen's still going to be right there with him. And then there's the injury risk. Lamar's been hurt
Yeah.
a lot lately, so I feel like that's why Josh Allen's a safer pick. But I mean, Lamar's a stud.
Lamar has been
Thanks.
Lamar has been. Sean's in the chat right now, and I'm not picking on you, Sean, but Lamar has been awesome, and I love Lamar. And we talked about Mahomes finally breaking Lamar's record with the scoring. It took Mahomes an extra game to do it, by the way. Lamar had a phenomenal season in 2019. Hasn't followed it up since.
What has he
I do
done now?
I do believe in. I do believe he's a superstar. I do believe that he is phenomenal. But give me Stephon Diggs and that supporting cast, and plus you're still going to get the same amount of rushing attempts, not as much as Lamar, but you're still going to get the quality rushing attempts on the goal line from Josh Allen that you need to score touchdowns, and you're also going to get the 500 bajillion passing attempts, where Lamar's not going to give you 5. Even if they change that offense, he's still not going to come close to Josh Allen's attempts, passing attempts. He's not. Period.
I don't know, but you didn't even hit on the real bad pick, and that's Travis Etienne, because that kid is just hot garbage.
Travis Etienne is actually really good, so
No,
that's a terrible take.
He's awful.
He catches a ton of passes. This is fantasy football. That's all that matters.
I mean, I get it's your guy, but he's just trash.
It's not my guy. I don't care about him. He's
But
just
the
really good
stats
for
say
fantasy.
He's good.
Moving on to the 4th round, Calvin Ridley, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, teamless. But strong possibilities going in Tennessee.
By the way, there's a couple bad picks in this round.
Well, we're about to.
Yeah, we are.
Let's talk about the pot. We talked bad
I'm about
last
to
round.
roast them.
Let's talk positive. All right, we're talking positive. Anyway, Hopkins, Mixon, Najee Harris, Jahmyr Gibbs, DJ Moore, that's one of them. Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin, George Kittle, and J.K. Dobbins. We're going positive. Justin, have we done positive with you yet?
Yeah, he did the
Pass.
first round.
Did I do the first? No, we just
I don't
talked
know.
about
I
our
really
picks the
don't
first round.
remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dave,
never
Dave,
mind.
hold
You
on.
said
Hold on.
Jacob sucked.
Pause it. Dave, since you want to be negative Nancy, give me your favorite pick from this round. Let's turn it around.
Here we go.
Be happy.
I like the 3 running backs that went in the middle of the round. Mixon, Najee, and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think those are all pretty solid picks in the middle of the 4th round.
Mine was Gibbs.
I like that. I like those 3.
Your favorite picks is Gibbs, and your favorite picks is the 3 running backs
All 3 of them.
back to back? Okay.
Yeah.
Josh, do you have a favorite? Are they the running backs as well?
Yeah, I mean, I do like Gibbs. I think I was hoping Gibbs would get to me, and I was going to take him, but I think Gibbs is going to have a huge year. He was my guy in the draft, so.
This is such an ugly round, though, because you
It
have such
was.
underwhelming talent. You have Jerry Jeudy, who hasn't lived up to his potential. DJ Moore, who went to a worse situation with Justin Fields, who obviously is underwhelming as well. Amari Cooper has been underwhelming his entire career. He had one good year last year, and it was, it was okay. And then the rest of these guys, like DeAndre Hopkins, doesn't have a team. Keenan Allen's strong. We haven't seen Calvin Ridley play football in a very long
I
time.
think the worst pick was Ridley in that round. That high. This guy hasn't played in almost 2 years. I don't know, man. Like, maybe he's just not missing a beat, but these guys that miss so much time very, very strongly never come back and are ever as good again.
That's true.
Maybe-
and
maybe-
Ridley
maybe-
is age 28 season.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Like, he's
it's-
not young. Like, he's not old, but he's not young. He hasn't played in almost 2 years. He's on a new team now. I mean,
He's
I love
had-
Lawrence.
He's had
And-
one top 20.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
season
he's
in
never
4
been
years.
elite. I think we had one really, really, really good year, but I don't know. People are taking him like he's the top 10 or 12 receiver. To me, that's just doesn't seem like it's a very good chance that that's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to own him in any leagues because he's going just way higher than I think he should go. I
I love
wrong.
it.
If
I
I'm wrong,
love
I'm wrong.
when everyone agrees with me. I just love it because it doesn't happen often. I know Josh Wingate does not agree with this take.
No,
He
I
feels
agree.
like
I agree with the concept of taking him that high. Our conversation was Christian Kirk is going to fall down this year compared to last year because Ridley is coming in and he's going to take touches away from him. That's my thought process on that. He's not going to have that year that he had before because Ridley will take touches away. But
Okay, but
I'm
one,
not
I think
taking Ridley
Lawrence.
that high.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I do think they can both do very good. We've seen plenty of teams that have two really good teams. Zay Jones isn't nearly as good as Ridley is, and he had a really solid season last year.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you can just say, "Oh, well, now that
there was
Ridley's in
multiple
there,
times Dave
that
froze.
Kirk
There was multiple times that we actually
has to
started
suck.
Zay. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Oh, Zay Jones was actually pretty solid. So I think Ridley can have a decent season. I feel like he's getting drafted at his ceiling though right now. That's all. It's like there's
Yeah.
nowhere to go unless he just somehow breaks out, which could happen. I just don't see a guy that's missed that much time coming back to a new team. All of the new things he has to deal with. Like I think he'll be a mid wide receiver 2 I think it's just the best case scenario for him. And he's getting drafted at like his ceiling. So there's no upside really for that. And is in my opinion.
the thing is with this team specifically, and I know you're not getting the better talent with your 4th pick, is he's being drafted as that team's wide receiver 4, which is a flex position. So if Ridley is good enough to just be in your flex, great. But now what you're struggling with is that you don't have the RB1, RB2.
I
You're
think
looking
if
at
he would have
flex running
taken,
backs.
I agree. If he was taking a Gibbs, Najee, or
Yeah.
Mixon, like a good running back to go with those other three,
That
I
team
would
would
have
have been
really, really liked his team a
solid.
lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he got Watson 3 rounds
He-
later.
He kept being, I liked his team for a while there, and then Ridley came up, and I'm just like, oh.
So we're talking about the 12th pick. He took AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, Debo Samuel, then Calvin Ridley. Much rather have a Najee paired with that or Jahmyr Gibbs, even though I'm not much of a fan of him. But that's way better than like you guys said, the 4th receiver on your team. You're really lacking at running back at this point.
Yeah.
Man, I feel bad for this guy. I don't feel bad for him, but man, just that's why we mock. That's why we practice. But guys, Christian Kirk went, because I had to look this up, 7.1 to Dave, which is way better value for a guy
Yeah.
who's going to get you 120 plus targets, the same amount of target. You think Ridley's going to get more than 120 targets? It's unreal. It's not going to happen. They're both going to get around 120, 130. They're both going to have great years. It's going to come down to who Trevor Lawrence is comfortable with more. And Christian Kirk's already built that rapport with him. We saw it last season, where Calvin Ridley's the new guy in town. He might just fall in love with Ridley, but right now his guy has been Christian Kirk. And what happens when elite quarterbacks find their guy? They just keep feeding them. It just happens. We see it over and over and over again. All right, the next round, Rachaad White, Joe Burrow, Kyle Pitts, London, Chris Godwin, Madison. Who did that? Oh, first. Dameon Pierce, Miles Sanders, Brandon Ayuk, DeAndre Swift, Justin Fields, and Cam Akers. I'm really mad at you guys because no one has called out my picks for being awesome or bad. Can someone tell me something good about my picks?
Your picks are all like, okay, I will say I think the Ramondre pick was the best one, only because I think he should be drafted as like a high 3rd, and you got him really late in the 3rd. That's because of all the quarterbacks that went, which will never happen in a real draft. So that was a steal for you. The rest, I mean, CD's a fine pick. He's a great player. Saquon's a great player.
You don't have to go there on my whole team. I really wanted you to tell me DeAndre Swift.
Hopkins was a terrible pick.
I just wanted you to tell me Swift
Hopkins
was
was a terrible pick, and I
Hopkins was a
texted
terrible
him
pick.
as soon as he took him, and I was like, "What were you thinking?"
It was a terrible pick. And I like Swift, but at that point,
Swift.
he's good. I mean, he's not great, but I think it's a fine pick.
What? Okay, let me ask you this. I wanted Keenan Allen. That's the truth. Keenan Allen's been my guy this season. I even took him in Scott Fishbowl. I traded for him in a dynasty. Like, I'm all in on Keenan Allen this year. It's his last year being relevant. But what's wrong with Hopkins in the 4th round when his ceiling is a wide receiver 1? We saw it last year when he came back from the suspension. He was great, and he did it by himself. There was Kyler was kind of average last season. How am I feeling with what? Where he goes?
Yes. If he goes to the Patriots,
You don't
how are you
know
feeling
where
with
he's
that quarterback?
going. There's a lot of question marks.
Of course I don't know where he's going. We don't know what.
And you took him at the top of the 4th round as like the wide receiver, like 17.
You do know where Jahmyr Gibbs went.
No, but we don't know if he's going to play well. We've seen many players get drafted, and many players fucking just suck. We've seen it year in, year out.
I don't mind Hopkins. I just think I'll almost bet you almost anything you could have got him next round.
For
That's
sure.
all.
Wide receiver 23 ADP. You picked him at 19.
It's not bad.
He's
We
ADP
can't-
43 overall.
We can't
You
say
got
what we
him
said
at, like,
about Ridley
38,
and
39.
then not say almost the exact same thing about Hopkins when he doesn't have a team.
But why not?
And he's
Because
older.
when he is older, but that's okay. He's 31 years old. That's totally fine for a receiver.
But you're cool with him if like New England picks him up and he's got Mac Jones or Ryan Tannehill.
What did DeAndre Hopkins do before Deshaun Watson?
Listen, he's not 25 anymore.
Well, I know
I mean, he's
not
still
25
really
anymore.
good.
The dude came off a suspension, played 9 games last year, 96 targets, 64 catches, 717, only 3 touchdowns.
He was wide receiver 50
He
before Deshaun Watson.
Shut up. He had
You asked.
He had a better season in 9 games than the majority of the receivers had than Elijah Moore. Obviously, he sucks. I mean, name a receiver. He probably had a better season than him, and he only played 9 games.
It's like this. You have to calculate age. Now, I mean, I'm not saying he's old because I agree. I don't think he's too old yet, but he's getting older. He's on a new team. Like, why would the Cardinals get rid of him? Like, doesn't really make sense to me. I haven't heard a reason. Like you don't. There's just a lot of question marks to take him at the top of the fourth as one of your main players. That to me, that's just risky. Now he might come in and have a B season, but I'm not taking him that high. I'm not saying I hate him because I don't hate him at all. I just think it was high. That's all.
Fantasy football is all about calculated risks,
I agree.
calculated gambles.
I take
and
more risks than anybody, so I agree.
I
Well,
just I would have taken Mixon or Najee or Jameer and then got Hopkins literally the next round.
if you could, I mean,
Probably. I mean, I
he
think you
would-
could
he
have, but
would've
you're right.
went.
You don't know. You don't know. Which is the same thing I was going to say about Jacobs. You guys moving on. Like, if you love Jacobs, I say take him there because you're not picking again for like till the end of the third. So I'm not taking him that high. I think there's other guys ahead of him. But he was RB 3 or something overall last year. It's not like he was a bum. Again, I'm not taking him that high. But it's you have to figure out where you're at in the draft. So I don't hate that.
I do
Which
want
is
to
the
say
same
one
thing
more
with
thing.
Hopkins. If he doesn't think he's going to get a Hopkins, I guess take him there.
One more thing before we do move on about the Hopkins thing, which I look at roster construction at CD, Saquon, and Ramondre. I'm good at running back. I did not want to be like 12 over here and have 4 of the same position without. I wanted a receiver to kind of round out my team. So I'm thinking, okay, Keenan Allen. The whole time, Keenan Allen was my guy, and all of a sudden he gets taken right before me. That's fine. It happens all the time. So then I looked at the list of receivers: DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin was on my list. And I even told you, Josh, when you texted me, what's up with that? I'm like, well, Terry was my guy, but I roster him everywhere. I kind of want to do something different.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the other Drake London, Chris Godwin. These guys are all in bad offenses with low volume, with everything in question. So why not take the guy who I know is a superstar, who I know is a Hall of Famer, who I know could maybe have one more season left in him, where he's phenomenal, shoot for the moon, rather than get a blah Jerry Jeudy, blah Amari Cooper, blah DJ Moore. That's the bottom. That's where it came down to. Give me the upside over someone who's going to give me, 70 catches for 900 yards and 1 touchdown. DJ Moore. That's it.
Oh, DJ Moore sucks, and Fields is worse. But there's other guys I think I would take it. I just don't like how high you took him. That's all.
Okay. All right. We got to move on to the next round. We're running out of a lot of time. We really are. Do you want to do 2 more rounds and then we'll start picking some crazy ones?
Sure.
Rashad White, Joe Burrow, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Chris Godwin. Oh, we already did this one.
Yeah.
Didn't we already do this one?
We just
We
did
did
this
this one. That's that.
We just went
Yeah, but-
back to the 4th round and shit all over you about the Hopkins.
Because you got to the end of it and you said, why have you guys not talked about my
Yeah, because
team?"
nobody wants
Yeah.
to talk about me. It hurts my feelings.
I like
Christian
there.
8. Okay, we'll start in the 6th round. Christian Watson, Tyler Lockett, Dallas Goedert, Aaron Jones, Mike Evans, Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, JSN, Michael Pittman, Deontay Johnson, Alvin Kamara, and Hollywood Brown. Josh, you haven't talked much. Tell me what you think about this round. What's your favorite pick?
So I feel like my favorite pick in this, I love Mike Evans. I think he has some high upside, and I know everyone's going to say the quarterback, but I do have faith in the quarterback there, not to be nearly what it was 2 years ago in Tampa Bay, but I do believe the quarterback situation will be better than what a lot of people think. So I do like Mike Evans in that round.
No one reacts because nobody likes it. It's a terrible pick.
No, I think it's a fine pick. It's
I'm
absolutely
kidding.
a fine pick.
I kid at Sean. I'm
I like
sure
it better
Sean's
than
still
the
here.
Hopkins pick.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're
Me too.
telling me you prefer Baker,
Yeah, I
over
would've-
Baker over Mac Jones right now?
Hopkins might be my least favorite pick in this entire draft
Oh my!
in the
God.
4th round.
Dang.
I can't wait. To
Even
prove
worse
you
than
guys
Hawkinson
wrong.
in the top of the third. Remember that.
I can't.
You heard it here first, guys.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait till this pans out and you guys are like, Josh, you're a genius. I'm like, I know.
Nobody's gonna remember this in 2
I
months.
will. I will. I will. Wait a minute, Justin. Let's go to your team real quick. Drake London, 5.4. Trash. No, just kidding. Yeah. What do you think about Deontay Johnson and Michael Pittman, Justin? Because we talked about those guys a lot. They get a lot of volume, a lot of catches, a lot of targets, just
Yeah.
not a lot of yards. So what was your thought process? You just went with your homer pick, or did you? Because these are guys who went back to back.
I looked at both Michael Pittman and Deontay. I almost even went Jordan Addison, but I felt like that was slightly a reach, and I was hoping I could get him back. Actually, Addison and Waller were my looks there in the 6th round, and I thought, if I could get one of them next round, I'll be happy. I went with Pittman because he is wide receiver 1 in Indy. I know it's not high in comparison to everyone else, but he's got to find targets from Anthony Richardson. Even with all the different quarterbacks, he did get the most targets on the team, and he's gonna get the volume. He had 141 targets last year. Those numbers are good. I mean, it's quite a bit of targets for a really bad cast of quarterbacks. Am I a little worried that he's gonna have a rookie quarterback? Yeah.
That
Am I
can't
worried
throw
that
a
he's got
pass. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
a rookie quarterback that's gonna run the ball a lot? Yeah, but he's also my 4th wide receiver on the team, and it's
I like
just
Pittman in the
like
6th round.
drafting Ridley here, where he was the 4th wide receiver of the team. So he doesn't have to be one of my top stars, but he's a serviceable flex player.
Yeah, you're just lacking upside on that receiver room. If you really look at it, you're lacking
Waddle's a
upside.
superstar. What are you talking
That's
about?
it. That's it, though.
Waddle,
Other than that,
Okay.
Cooper,
he's
London,
with
Pittman,
Cooper, Drake London, and Michael
Gabe
Pittman. To me,
Davis,
Gabe Davis.
Mooney to the
We're-
moon.
We're not doing this.
Yeah,
Dave,
get
I
rid of
just
Gabe
realized I got
Davis.
2 Colts wide receivers, and I
want-
try not to do that at all. So.
I want to move on and praise Dave. This is the last focus we'll do on the draft, guys. We'll post the draft board on Twitter, and we'll probably post our teams as well. But Dave, this is where you saved your team. You went bananas on this turn, this double tap, 6-12 and 7-1. Two of my favorite players in this
great.
year. These guys, one of these guys was my guy last year. The other guy is my guy this year. Spoiler: Hollywood Brown and Christian Kirk. You really turned it around, pairing him with Justin Jefferson. I believe, and I truly believe this, guys. Dave's top 3 receivers are better than the guy at 112 who took 4 in a row. I truly believe that.
I love it. It was a steal. I love getting Hollywood.
And this
Kirk
is
there. I
nothing
thought that was
against the
great.
guy at 112. This is nothing against that team. But I just love Hollywood Brown. He's the number 1. And I truly believe Christian Kirk is still a number 1. And to get him that late, you killed it. You crushed it. You saved it.
Yeah, I was happy with that. If you want my awesome running back duo, Dobbins and Rashad White. By the way, Rashad White's going to be a steal of the draft. Don't let everybody know that. You better take him high. You better take him high. I'm just telling you, because I'm taking him everywhere.
You know why he's
So-
laughing? Because he knows he has Bucks fans that are watching, and he wants them to take him high.
First of all, that's a lie. Did I not take him in the Scott Fish Bowl draft?
That's different.
And I took him here. Just remember that. You better draft him before I do. That's all I'm saying.
I would rather have Rojo.
Don't
You can
trust
take
this guy.
Roger. Go ahead. You can have him. We'll let you pick him up right now. You can have him for free.
Josh, we're gonna give one more opportunity for everyone to go through the board real quick. And
By the way, real quick, worst pick of the draft is Michael
Yep.
Thomas in the 7th round. By the way,
No way.
Dave, you jumped the freaking
waste
gun.
of
I was gonna
pick.
give
I
everyone
had
a
to.
chance.
Sorry.
I was gonna give everyone a chance to do that, and you just blew it. Josh, let our
did.
guests go first. Josh, give me your final thoughts on the draft.
No, I'm just blown away here that Michael Thomas was the worst pick of the entire draft. Just
He's
because you
not
don't like the
good.
guy.
He's
He-
not good.
How is he not good? Other than not
When was the
playing.
last time he was good? When was the last time he was good?
Other than
You
him
and
not
Josh-
playing.
You and Josh, you guys are best friends now. You
No.
going back to 2019 with Christian McCaffrey and Michael Thomas. You got Josh's winning team. All you need to do is pick up Deshaun Watson, and you got it. That's all you need.
That's a lie because I had Lamar that year and Mark Andrews.
But
No,
when
you had
he
Watson
did
in
play
one league,
last
didn't you?
year,
In one league, huh?
when he did play last year, he had in 3 games. He had 3
Yeah,
touchdowns.
he had 3 touchdowns. You expect him to score 17 touchdowns? Go ahead. You draft him there then every time.
In the
'cause I
7th round,
You
Yeah.
can have him because he didn't get hurt again. He's probably hurt right now.
I needed
I
to
think-
take
I think I heard he
upside
got hurt.
players. That's what I needed to do.
He has no
I took-
upside. He's gonna
He
get hurt.
does
again.
have upside.
He's
How
a
is-
pussy. He's
how is he
sorry.
not
he hasn't
have
been
upside?
healthy in 4 years. 4
but that
years,
means
guys.
there's upside because if he
How
is
is there
healthy,
upside?
there is
How
value
is there
in that.
upside?
There is
Okay.
value in that if he is
Okay.
healthy.
He won't be healthy. That's
You
what
don't
I'm
know
tell
that.
you.
You
Oh,
can't
you're right.
go into a draft
It's like
this
saying
late.
Rashad Penny's gonna stay healthy all season. I'm sure that's gonna happen too.
That's like me. You could say the exact same thing for Christian McCaffrey for me, taking him number 1.
You know what? I will say this: Keenan Allen was injury prone until he wasn't. Same thing could happen for Michael Thomas, but it is obviously later in his career. He is
Is
older.
Keenan Allen not injury prone anymore?
No, last year he was
Yes,
hurt
he
a lot,
is.
but before that he
Yeah.
wasn't. No, there was a lot. There was a whole stretch of years where he didn't miss games. So chill out on that. Slayer is a beast. Dave's like, who's Slayer? Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Last
Oh,
year
Michael
he
Slayer
was
is-
wide receiver 42.
Yeah, because he was hurt
Who?
like half the
Keenan
season.
Allen.
I said last
Yeah,
year he
missed a
was
lot.
hurt. Yeah, last year he
Okay,
was,
okay.
but before that he didn't miss. He used to miss a lot.
Oh, I'm thinking of like 20. Okay, never mind.
All right, since you don't want to play the game correctly, guys, Dave, shut up, Dave. Josh, go ahead and give me your final thoughts on this draft. Your favorite last round picks, maybe. Can you believe Tyler?
I can't do last round picks because
No, just anyway.
I feel like no one paid attention at the end there.
I did.
Oh, you
I
did?
did.
Oh, well, some people had to work. Some people couldn't pay attention this whole time.
Well, you got my favorite pick in the last round, so
Oh, well, I did not pay attention to that one, so I appreciate it. But I would have to say one of my favorite late round picks is going to be this guy got Rashad Penny in the late round, and he's talking trash to me.
Oh, he's trash. I already know that. You ain't got to tell. I admit it though. I'll admit it.
I you're
Dave,
I love
let
it.
me tell. Dave wants to talk about injury-prone running players. J.K. Dobbins. When's the last time he was healthy?
Last
Rashad
year.
Penny.
He was
Rashad
great
Penny.
last year.
Jeff Wilson. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
First of all, I'm not trying to defend any of these guys. I think they all suck, but I'll admit it. I'm like the guy who's has Michael Thomas, who's played 10 games in 3 years, and
Kadarius
he's got
Toney.
upside.
Kadarius Toney.
He's
on,
a bum too. He might be healthy. I don't know.
Literally half your team won't make it through training camp. Chill out.
You know what though? I got Mahomes, I got Marquise Brown, and I got Christian Kirk. That's all I need.
Since Josh doesn't want to give an answer and Dave won't shut up, Justin, I'll go to you. You're the only one that's on my level right now.
All right, favorite or worst pick?
Just
Both.
overall thoughts, both. Yeah.
You know, my favorite pick, and I don't want this to be a homer pick here because it was my pick, but Daniel Jones in the 13th round, pick 160, ADP 112. That's good value. I waited till the 10th round for quarterback, which is usually what I do in a 1 QB league, where I took Tua, but Daniel Jones and Tua. If Tua doesn't play a full season, at least you got Daniel Jones. He's got the upside of being a running quarterback, and he finished as QB9 last year. I'm only worried about that big contract, and now he doesn't have to worry about playing. If you want to look at a pick that wasn't my pick, I liked Gus Edwards in the 15th round. I just don't believe J.K. Dobbins will 100% be healthy and play 17 games ever in his entire career. So Gus Edwards is going to be a good pick. He's been a good pick the last couple of years for random spurts here and there. But my other least favorite pick would have been the Michael Thomas pick. But
Okay. All right. My favorite picks from the later rounds is coming out of the 9 hole, Dalton Schultz at 11-9 as your tight end 1. That's pretty good. Players going over him, which I don't understand whatsoever. Dalton Kincaid, named the last time a rookie tight end's been relevant. Yeah, Kyle Pitts did it. I get it, but that's Kyle Pitts. Dalton Kincaid has a giant mountain to climb. Even Pat Freiermuth, I really prefer Dalton Schultz over him. It looks like he's going to be the primary target there in Houston with CJ Stroud. He proved in Dallas. Josh, you would know he's a good pass catcher and can get open. He knows how to find the holes. He's just not as explosive as you want in the tight end. I really like that pick at 11-9, especially for your tight end 1. That's pretty good at the 9 hole. My least favorite pick, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Just get it off my chest. What are we doing in the 5 hole with Laporta and Mayer going double rookie tight ends?
well, look at that entire team. They built that team to be a dynasty team
Yeah, they did.
because they
I
got
just noticed
1,
that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of 15 picks were rookies.
Jesus, that's crazy. I
That's
didn't notice that till now.
That is not good for redraft.
Not
And-
my favorite team, but it is my. We're staying positive here.
They're ready
No,
for
it-
dynasty.
It's just a thing where I fell victim to this since 2019. To be honest with you, I get stuck in the dynasty mindset when I draft, and
Yeah.
it happens to me all the time. Like, okay,
Yep.
who's younger? Who's younger? I don't want to talk about age when I'm talking redraft. Yes,
Well,
age
these guys
matters.
are fresh in your mind too
I know.
because you just drafted them. You're all hype about these rookies, and then all of a sudden you see them in a draft board, and you're like, "That's the guy I want." And then you forget that you drafted the entire team of rookies.
And my other favorite pick, and this is not me, in the 10th round, Tua went to Justin. Phenomenal pick. I think Tua is going to be great this year. I think the sky's the limit for this guy. I can't believe AR12 or is he AR12? What is Anthony Richardson's number?
15.
Five.
AR
15,
15.
AR
Oh, was he
15,
5 there?
It's
5 AR5. Can't believe he went over Tua. Tua's a better quarterback, better thrower. He has better weapons.
Listen,
That's just kind of an unreal.
I was
pick for me.
surprised that Tua went over Richardson in that round because I wanted either one of them, but I didn't think I didn't think Tua was going to be there, and then he
Tua's
was.
the-
So
Tua's the only late round quarterback that can drop you a 40 burger in any given week with Tyreek and Waddle. Whereas these other guys, Rodgers is awesome, of course. Dak's awesome.
Also,
Cousins,
if
I
you
love Cousins as
remember,
well.
you
I
know what? Who
drafted
had it?
Waddle in the second?
Who was smart?
so
Yeah, that's really good.
stack that.
One thing I really like is the Team 7. I don't love everything about them, but getting Richardson and Cousins is such a smart move because Richardson, you have super high upside,
Mhm.
and Cousins, you have like a solid top 10, 12 quarterback. So you have a guy, if Richardson's trash, you have a guy who you can rely on. And if Richardson's amazing, then you've got your guy too. So that's
Yeah.
a really good combo to go with. I really like that, what they did in the 10th and 11th rounds.
Yeah, that's pretty good insurance. I do agree with that. Any final thoughts before I wrap this bad boy up?
I like Team 11 the most. I think overall, there's a lot of good teams. There's a lot of good players. I just think 11's got the most complete starting lineup with Diggs, Allen, Jacobs, Walker, Justin Fields, Tyler Lockett, Ingram, Pacheco. Even Lazard being a bench player for Aaron Rodgers. Nope. Okay.
I'm not a big
Jacoby
Lockett
Myers.
Pacheco fan. The rest of their team I really like, but
I
Lockett,
like their
Pacheco.
team. I think overall they got the most complete roster.
I never looked at everybody's team, so I can't say that for sure. Right now.
I personally like Sean's draft.
I was going
the
to say, I
best.
think Sean's
Yeah,
team's pretty
yeah.
solid. I don't like
think-
Kincaid being his only tight end, but the rest of his team's pretty good.
That's for you, Sean.
I'm just not
Yeah.
sold on Cooper Cup still, and I'll
No,
be wrong. It's fine.
Cup's a stud.
Sean's
Cooper Cup
phenomenal.
at 8.
I'll tell you what
That's
Sean
the
did that's
steal.
great. He got the two best receivers he could possibly get.
Yeah.
If he got Josh Allen instead of Lamar, it'd be a slam dunk because you also go back with Najee, who's getting all the work. Miles Sanders is going to get all the work. And then you pair it up with Mike Evans, who is a Hall of Famer, he's going to get 1,000 yards. He is. I mean, I don't want him, but he's still going to put up the numbers. And then you have a young sophomore receiver and Dotson. Hate the Kincaid pick. But other than that, Sean's team is solid. I just wish.
Yeah, I really would take if he was taking Fryermuth, who I think is just a solid player. He's nothing special, but he's solid over Kincaid. Because I agree about tight ends there. There's so much hype about Kincaid. I get it, but the reality is he's not going to be great as a rookie. Like if he is, it's surprising.
It's very
So
shocking.
if you would have got like a Fryermuth instead of Kincaid and Josh Allen instead of Lamar, I would have really liked his team a lot more. But I mean, that's just nitpicking.
Yep. And shout out to Chris, Team 2, Tyler Higbee, very last pick. We
I
just
just
talked
saw
about
that.
how awesome he is. That's unreal to me. Even if you took Higbee instead of Kincaid, Sean, I would have liked your
Yeah.
team a lot more.
It's probably true.
But that's going to do it for us. This is our first mock draft. I don't know if we're going to do any more. If we do, we'll let you know.
We're
Make sure you-
scheduled for another one.
We are scheduled for another one. Justin, what's
Yes.
the next show? Because I don't have the schedule in front
The
of me.
next show is bold predictions.
Wow, already. Okay, next
Already?
week we'll
Already.
be doing already. But Josh, Dave,
Whose idea was that?
just don't worry about. You just show up and you turn your mic on.
Come to
you
the
turn your computer
programming
on.
meetings, man. Come on.
Yeah, like we got this under control. This is why I brought Justin in. I needed someone that could help me structure. I just need you to show up. Be pretty.
It's not even draft season. Why are we doing bold predictions already? That's all I'm saying.
We
It
still
seems
got-
early.
Yeah.
we still have hot takes. Is that bold predictions?
I would
Basically,
same thing. We got sleepers.
We got sleepers. We got
My
no.
guys.
We got my
ADP versus
guys.
value.
yeah, ADP versus
Hey,
Dave, we got a lot
whatever you
going
guys
on
say.
around here.
Rankings.
So anyway,
I'll be here.
Next week we'll be pulling out all the bold predictions. Josh, thank you so much for coming on. Follow him on Twitter or Threads, Josh Wingate 302.
Yeah, find one
We'll
of them.
we'll be here on Monday night. Me and Josh, Beer and Sports podcast. We talk about nonsense. I believe. Go back and listen. I think we talked about the All-Star game last Monday. What else we talked
Yeah, we
about?
talked about All-Star game. We talked about if every team in the AFC lost their QB1, who would be the best team in the AFC?
Yep. And we also previously 2 weeks ago did the same thing for the NFC. So go check those out. Those are fun. Justin, you have a Marvel podcast. You want to go ahead and plug that?
Marvel
Ooh,
Timeline
nice.
Rewatch. You can find it anywhere you get it. We're watching all the Marvel TV shows and shorts in chronological order.
Perfect. And Dave, do you have anything going on?
No, he's just
Nah,
Steve.
it's just me. No,
Catch him stroking softballs Tuesday nights at Dover
That's it.
Field,
Balling.
winning championships.
So
you
we
can catch
do.
me on Fortnite in about 5 minutes. My screen name is Kenny Meow. I'm about to get
Oh,
some
by the
crown.
way,
What's up?
if you haven't watched that new quarterback show, that joke is good. And I'm not just saying that because it has Cousins in it. It's a lot of. It's obviously better for me if you're a fan of like Mahomes or Cousins or Mariota, but it's pretty fun. Good watch. I watched the first 2 episodes. You guys should check
I
it
have
out.
no idea what you're talking
How
about.
many episodes?
I think I heard. I don't know how many's total.
Is that
But there's-
HBO? What's it on?
No, that's the Netflix. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
called
that.
Quarterback. Josh is
Any-
a fucking idiot. He's like,
anyone
oh,
have
what are you talking about?
Anyone have a password? I don't have Netflix.
You can't because
I
IP
really
based
don't
now.
have I really don't have Netflix. I'm not kidding. But anyway, we'll be back next week with the bold predictions. Until then, play us out of here, producer Bobby.